What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we're going to be talking about how this team just became title contenders, and we're going to jump right into the video. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers just completed a big-time trade. They were able to acquire Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz, and in exchange, they sent over Collin Sexton, Ochai Agbaji, Lauri Markkanen, and 3 unprotected first-round picks. Now, the first thing we should do is look at what the Cleveland Cavaliers gave up. Now, they did give up 3 unprotected first-round picks, and they also gave up 2 very solid rotational players with Collin Sexton and Lauri Markkanen, and they also gave up the rookie Ochai Agbaji, who we haven't seen play any NBA ball yet, so we really don't know what the Cavaliers were giving up there. But I think with what they got in return with Donovan Mitchell, I think this was definitely worth it, because before this trade even happened, I thought the Cleveland Cavaliers had the opportunity to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference next season. I'm just a huge fan of Evan Mobley and Darius Garland, but with Evan Mobley, I think he has some generational type talents with what he can do on both sides of the ball. So I already thought the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were going to be a team to be reckoned with. And then it was like this trade kind of happened out of nowhere. I know Donovan Mitchell has been on the trading block for like the last 3 or 4 weeks, but I've never heard the Cleveland Cavaliers come up. The 2 teams I always heard was the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat. I thought those were the 2 teams in the running for Donovan Mitchell. And then I get the notification to my phone today. It's like Donovan Mitchell has been traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it didn't say for who. So I immediately opened the notification. I read the article, and I was expecting to see somebody like Isaac Okoro or Jared Allen, one of those type of guys included in this deal for a guy like Donovan Mitchell. But when I saw it wasn't none of like their best players, I feel like it's a great trade when you can bring in somebody of Donovan Mitchell's talent level and you don't give up none of your best players. Like, they still have Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Darius Garland, and you add Donovan Mitchell to that mix. I feel like that's a pretty damn good trade. Now, there are a couple of key reasons to why I like this trade. Reason number 1, before we go any further in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about today's sponsor, a digital security company called Aura. And me personally, I've had the app for 2 days now, and it's already been super beneficial to me. As soon as I created my account and logged in, Aura notified me about 6 of my passwords being leaked to the dark web. And what I love about this app is that it was very easy for me to identify what those 6 passwords were, and I was able to change them immediately. And the cool thing about Aura is that they don't just monitor leaked passwords, but they also keep an eye on your email, your social security number, and your credit card. They make sure none of these things are surfacing on the dark web, and if they do find anything, they send a notification to your phone or your email so you can get things taken care of as soon as possible. And what I love about this app is that it's very convenient, but it's also super cool and easy to use. And thanks to my partnership with Aura, you and your family can get a free 14-day trial to try the app for yourself and make sure that any of your information is not out on the dark web. All you have to do is go to aura.com/champion, and that link will also be in the description and in the comment section. Thank you guys for listening, and now we can get back to the video. The Cleveland Cavaliers have added some much needed additional perimeter scoring, and I believe this was something that they tried to address last season. We saw them bring in Caris LeVert to help take some of the burden off of Darius Garland's shoulders when it came to perimeter play. So I think bringing in Donovan Mitchell, I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to love that, because that's something that they're looking for, more perimeter scoring, and Donovan Mitchell is one of the best scorers in the NBA. And And I think it's the same thing with Donovan Mitchell's situation. We look at him with the Utah Jazz over these last couple of years. He's the only player on the team really that could create perimeter scoring consistently. The second best player on their team was Rudy Gobert, who was a defensive-minded player. So I think this is really well in that aspect of the trade. And also, I believe the Cleveland Cavaliers just formed one of the best backcourts in the NBA. Now, both of these guys are great individual talents, and I'm actually a huge fan of both of these guys. Darius Garland, I really love watching him play. I love what I saw from him last season. I feel like he took a huge leap. He developed as a player and as a leader, and he can do everything on the offensive side of the ball. He has deep range. He can score from all three levels. He has a very tight handle on the basketball, and he actually gets a lot of ankle breakers. And what I love about his ankle breakers is that it's purely from him dribbling the basketball. He doesn't lay a finger on nobody, and he still be shaking guys out of their socks. He can also get to the rim, and he's gotten so much better as a finisher. He's really implemented those high glass layups and floaters because he's a smaller player, and he has those for when he's driving to the rim against rim protectors. So I love him as a scorer and also as a playmaker. He's a gifted passer, and he also makes it look very fun. It looks like his teammates enjoy playing with him, and he just can do it all on the offensive side of the ball. And Donovan Mitchell, same thing with him. He can score from every area of the court, 3-level scorer with some range on his jump shot, and I love his in-between game. He does a great job in pick and roll situations of getting to the mid-range, and he gets a lot of elevation on his pull-up, and he's a great finisher around the rim. He can finish through contact, finish with both hands. He knows how to contort his body to make those acrobatic layups, and he is super athletic. He can get up and punch it on you, and he reminds me of D Wade with a jump shot. So I think Donovan Mitchell is a great player. Both of these guys have great individual talents, and I think they can make it work. I think they could function as a backcourt, and I think it's going to take it might take a while for them guys to get used to each other. Both of them have a pretty high usage rate, but I think both of these guys can be effective without the basketball, especially Donovan Mitchell. He does a great job of knocking down catch and shoot threes, and he's also a great cutter and finisher at the rim. And then you have Darius Garland, who's one of the best shooters in the NBA. I think he'll do a great job of knocking down catch and shoot threes. And defensively, I think Donovan Mitchell is a solid defender whenever he's engaged, and Darius Garland, he engages on the defensive side of the ball as well. He's just a smaller player in the NBA, so defenses try to go at him. But what you gotta love about the Cavs is that they have a lot of help on the back end. They have two of the best rim protectors in the NBA, and Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. And Evan Mobley is one of the more versatile players in the NBA. So I think this trade, look, I was really high on the Cleveland Cavaliers going into the season before this trade happened, and they were able to keep their core intact and bring in a guy like Donovan Mitchell. I'm telling you guys, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're going to be very special next season, and they're going to be very fun to watch. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment down below, tell me about this trade, what are your thoughts, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man, and that's curtains.